Hello everyone, this is Methyl Kaijin. Today I'm back with another video, this time for Godzilla vs. Kong, and it seems we have our first social media reactions to the movie. Now before that, I do want to address the fact that there is a TV spot out there. It really just shows this footage right here. So, yeah, it's just this. Godzilla's very terrifying here, it looks pretty awesome. But, other than that, there's nothing else. That's why there's no video on it. In the background, you do talk about how, or Madison talks about how Godzilla's provoked and how he saved us last time and whatnot. So that's literally it. That's the whole TV spot. You can watch the TV spot in the description below if you want to. So yeah, there's that. Now let's get onto the actual social media reviews, and so far they are pretty good, but most agree that the human characters are not good, which is to be expected, but you know, I wish they were better, of course. So let's begin with Vincent Mencuso, who says, I have seen Godzilla vs. Kong, and my reaction is that I'm going to watch this movie every day it is available on HBO Max, turning the volume on my television up a little bit every time. Awesome, that's great to hear. But he also adds that the human parts are still bafflingly bad, but the parts where one giant monster wallops the other giant monster in the face are incredibly good. Okay. So I think these two tweets right here kind of encompass as to the general theme these social media reactions are. At least the ones talking about human characters. Some of these don't even mention human characters whatsoever, and they say how Godzilla vs. Kong is amazing and so good and whatnot and blah blah blah, but they never mention human characters, which is very interesting because maybe they'll mention human characters because then that will make the review not so positive, potentially. I don't know, but. Yeah, speaking of which, we have Shannon here, who does not talk about human characters, but talks about more of the action. And she says Godzilla vs. Kong is a visual spectacle featuring jaw-dropping fight scenes between the two iconic titans. Winger's directing style is on full display in a colorful and breathtaking fashion that also harkens back to the 80s style kaiju. Needless to say, the film is a blast. Okay, so that's good to know that this movie is going to be a blast. It's going to be a massive spectacle. Probably has to be seen in theaters to just enjoy all of it. And, you know, that's to be expected. Pretty awesome stuff there. But no mention of human characters. Interesting. Very good to know. And now we have Shiraz For Rookie, who says Godzilla vs. Kong is a fun, vibrant, action-packed, and energizing. GVK lives up to the heavyweight matchup, I assume he meant to say, advertised with amazing visual effects and action sequences. This movie is selling a spectacle, and that's exactly what audiences will get. So notice how this review talks about how it sells a spectacle. It's not selling a story or it's selling good characters or something, but rather it's selling a spectacle, which is why he's able to say how the spectacle's all good and whatnot. But yeah, again, no mention of human characters. No mention of human characters, so interesting. But at least the movie is going to be visually appealing, I guess, right? So there's that. And next up we have Ricky Valero, who says Godzilla vs. Kong is the movie we've all been waiting for. 3 rounds of these two titans going head to head. It is an action-packed film that demands to be seen on a bigger screen. So pretty short review here, but 3 rounds of these things fighting. Interesting. So there's 3 rounds of Godzilla and Kong fighting. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. But yeah, action-packed film, and demands to be seen on the biggest screen possible. Good to know, right? This movie is going to be amazing visually, of course. Let us continue now with the voice of reason, who has a very negative review for this. You know, just to kind of spice things up. He says Godzilla vs. Kong is okay, I guess, sorta. Lots of cool shit if that's your bag. The story, characters, and the rest is unforgettable. Did he mean to say like forgettable? Right? I mean that makes sense, but I don't know. Lots of effort put into the mythology, which is appreciated, but also a lot of it is just what? He continues by saying anyone who says these movies don't need anything other than a punch fest deserves a block. Ironically, it's not all punch fest. Effort is made into other elements, but okay. So yeah, pretty negative here. Human characters and plots are forgettable. I guess you're just not good. Hopefully it's not as bad as Kingdom of Monsters. At least in my opinion, I thought Kingdom of Monsters human stuff was not good. So hopefully it's not a repeat of that. Maybe it is. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But Yeah, that's the negative review. Next up we have Touhou Kingdom, which says that now on to why you're here. The fights are spectacular. The visuals and choreography are top notch, and the fights deliver. I didn't agree with the final outcome, but I'm sure there are those who will just flat out love it. So, this person, Touhou Kingdom, which I believe is run by a Godzilla fan, did not like the final outcome, but they think others will. Okay. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, this could be referring to Kong winning or something, or what is 100% more likely is that they're just referring to the Mecha Godzilla team up at the end. So I think that's what they're referring to by the final outcome. Anyways, we have Ben Pearson, who talks about Godzilla vs. Kong being better than King of the Monsters, which is a plus for me. All the human stuff is still bad, but the big monster action in this one should satisfy the people who are interested in a movie like this. Okay, good. So the monster action, of course, is amazing and whatnot, blah, 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 but the human characters are still bad. Okay, so I assume Ben Pearson also thinks the characters in Godzilla King of the Monsters were also bad. So, you know, just to get that out there for all of you who want to try and gauge Ben Pearson's opinions. Next up we have Steven Weintraub, who says, have seen Godzilla vs. Kong twice. The human characters or human scenes are exactly what you expect and not worth talking about. Okay, so he's already very dismissive about talking about human characters. Why? Because they probably suck. Anyways, the Godzilla and Kong stuff is why you pay to see this movie on an IMAX screen. They each have scenes that showcase their power, and the third act is awesome. Okay, third act is awesome. Action sequence is amazing as well. Okay, good to know. Steven Weintraub continues by saying that, watch Godzilla fight Kong for the first time in my living room, and while I have a decent setup, this movie demands to be seen on the biggest screen possible. If you can find a theater you feel safe to visit, definitely see this on a movie screen. So, cool stuff there. Thankfully, theaters are open for me too, so I'll finally be able to see this on the big screen as it deserves to be seen, according to these social media reactions. Good to know. And now we have Grace Randolph, who says, got to see Godzilla vs. Kong Friday night. Hilariously, it seems like they're in a bar fight. It's gorgeous VFX and intricate world building. Okay, that's good to know that there's intricate world building, but many more scenes with puny humans than I was expecting. Review Burger lifts Monday 3/29. Now, I believe maybe 3/29 is when the Rotten Tomatoes score also appeared. That's my guess, though. More scenes than she was expecting. More human scenes than she was expecting. So, that could be good, but given that the human characters were bad according to the social media reactions, then that's not a good thing. But then again, it depends on what Grace Randolph expected there to be. Maybe she thought it was going to be like 20% humans and 80% action or something. So, very subjective in general. And now we have Noah Levine, who says Godzilla is a bit of a bloated, entertaining mess. Wow, okay. The effects are out of this world, and Kong is as huggable as ever, but wow, the human storylines are just so hard to grasp onto. You get what you came for, but everything else surrounding the main course is disappointing. Wow, okay, so again, human characters are bad. Okay, good to know. German Lucier, sorry. Then comes up with this, I think this is probably the most negative one I've seen, but it says Kong Skull Island, Godzilla King of the Monsters, Godzilla vs. Kong being in last place. Dang, okay. Godzilla vs. Kong is excellent action and effects. The story is crazy ambitious and at times achieves some unique sci-fi coolness. I'd watch it again for that stuff. Most of the human angles are so overstuffed, illogical, and pointless, it constantly took me out of it. Wow, okay. Very, very negative review here, of course. Next up we have Nathan Brill, who actually has a positive take for once, and it says that I went to the theater for the first time in a year to watch Godzilla vs. Kong in IMAX, and I loved it. Brian Tyree Henry and Kong were the highlights for me. Okay, so I'm glad this person is actually referring to a human character. That's nice, right? The fight scenes with Godzilla and Kong were beautifully made. Easily my favorite film in the series. So according to this person, Nathaniel, best MonsterVerse movie. So that's good to know, right? Awesome. And I'm glad he actually referred to a human character and is saying how he liked Brian Tyree Henry. Nice. And finally, as a for the ones that are out for the time being. And finally, we have Brad Gullickson. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. and he says that, oh hey, the Godzilla vs. Kong social embargo lifted. I've seen the flick, and it absolutely delivers on the kaiju thrashing. The final battle is the most satisfying brawl we've had from this franchise yet. Okay, nice, 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 because, I mean, we've had very satisfying battles, so that's good to know this person thinks this is the most satisfying battle. Putting the camera where I've wanted to see it in Godzilla movies. So maybe he's assuming to, or he's referring to more panoramic shots or something and less cutting away. Maybe that's what he's referring to. So yeah, these are all the reviews we have so far. I mean, there's more, but like I think these are the main ones really that I've been able to track that are of interest. Just as you know, the general consensus is that the human action or the human scenes are not good. They're forgettable. They're just bad. At least something it's bad, something it's more just disappointing and meh. But the humans, or God, why do I keep saying humans? The action sequences are amazing. They are just fantastic. Some say it's like the best of the MonsterVerse. So I think overall, if we were to try and balance things out and just have a total consensus, it would be like this movie is decent. I would say it's decent to bad. I guess it really depends on how much emphasis you have in human characters. It depends how much emphasis this movie in general has on human characters. If the human characters are not too much a part of it, then it's not too bad. If the human characters are definitely a big part of this movie, then this movie is just going to be in the more bad category. So I fear for the Rotten Tomatoes score. I really do. I think this may be a rotten movie again, just like Kingdom Monsters, which would be bad and very unfortunate, but I think it's very possible. I mean, we'll see, right? The Rotten Tomatoes score, I believe, comes out the 29th, if I'm guessing correctly. I don't know. So let's just hope for the best, guys. Let's hope for the best. We'll see what happens. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, subscribe, like, and comment. Even though I think like 80% of you who are watching this video are subscribed. I don't know why, but YouTube is not recommending this video to non-subscribers. It's very weird. I think it could be because of my 2 copyright strikes. I don't even know. But anyways, remember to subscribe, like, and comment. This is Methyl Kaiju signing out.